All right, I don't think my camera's even up here straight. I've got it on a little tripod. I don't think I've even got the camera straight. Got my teacup of the day early in the morning. Got my tea going. This is a flashback video. This isn't a new video. It's a flashback. I looked through the older videos yesterday and realized I had put one of the Strange Happening ones over in the journal tab. I misplaced it. This would have been back in November or December of 2019. So just 11 months ago, almost a year ago, maybe. Uh, so say 11 months ago. Put it out on the journal tab instead of the Strange Happening tab, and I'm correcting that by putting it over here. So this one is not a progression one, and it follows this clip right here. It is just way too early in the morning, running out of toothpaste, gotta go get some, and then of course, not even wearing my black shirt right now that I usually like to wear on Strange Happenings. So that's this clip coming up right here. Okay, here's just a little extra something about me. Something, I don't know if this contributed. I've always have been different from, seems like birth. Tried to explain this to my parents. Yes, I did. Growing up, trying to explain some of this to my parents and then get shot down, then feel like I'm a moron. Why are they not showing me how to do this? I'll get into the astral travel in another video, but I did that also as a very young child, first, second grade, I was doing it. And to me, all this was absolutely normal. This was normal behavior to do all this. I didn't know any different growing up. I thought this was, everybody could do this. This was normal. It wasn't until very late teen years that I started realizing that I'm different. Everybody else is normal. That what I was doing was not normal. So it took until late teen years. Early teen years, I mean, I went through a lot of depression during one point. And this was part of that because I must be insane and crazy because this stuff happens, this stuff works for me, and I do all these weird things, and I just thought it was normal. So even as a kid, I was able to experience this and I let it go and I worked with it because I thought this is what you're supposed to do. This is normal. Now, something I did that wasn't quite normal as a normal teenager, junior high school and high school, I practiced working with my head. I knew for my life plan, trying to where I wanted to go in life eventually, it was a little backwards. I wanted for the first half of my life work on my brain, make sure my brain was working and I could work it as much as I could, learn as much as I could in the younger years. In the later years of my life, where I'm at now, do more physical stuff to keep myself active, my muscles moving, waking up in the morning and not just degenerate. So that was my plan, and that's what I'm working at now. So I'm on the physical side now, where I did all the mental stuff earlier. When I say mental, in high school, I consumed books. I just loved books. If it wasn't a series of 3 books at least, it wasn't wholly worth reading. Because I'd read a book in a day, easy, or one night. I would stay up till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. reading books. Something else I practice that most people don't do is way back when in junior high school, I'm talking about 7th, 8th grade, I tried to do 2 and 3 tasks at the same time in my mind. So I would practice, that's crazy, but I would practice doing a math formula and doing math. And then also at the same time, like plan my schedule for the whole week, what I'm going to do. And I try to do this at the exact same time, make my mind work doubly hard. Now, I couldn't, every now and then I could get a third thing going, whether it's art or something else, but working on that while I'm doing something scientific, something art, something scheduling and business-like on this one, and try to do them all at the same time instead of focus on one task. So I worked on that pretty hard as I was younger because I just wanted to learn and experience that kind of thing. And I don't know if that had anything to do with any of this, but I was born this way on a lot of things. Now, there is something I'm going to talk about coming up in the future that did change that I wasn't born with, and it just kind of came into me and something else happened. The biggest part of my life happened. So I will explain that later. But anyway, just as an extra, I did train my mind at a young age to try to do 2 and 3 things at the same time. I knew I wanted to work on my mental and physical later in life. And yeah, I seemed to be able to do this, and I thought it was completely normal as a kid. So when I talk about the astral travel in the future, when I would leave out of the body, I didn't go anywhere in particular. I would just let myself go and experience everything that was there and happening and let everything come into me because I didn't know any better. I just thought, I guess this is normal. This is what I'm supposed to do. Nobody's telling me any different. And then younger teenage years, trying to get parents and other people involved in finding out in later teenage years that what I was doing wasn't the normal thing. Everybody else is normal, but this part of my life is not. And it took me until late teens to really get a grip on that. So it took a long time to grip that this stuff wasn't normal, that I was the one that was different. So it took quite a while.
Yeah, when I'm talking about in your mind, doing two activities at once, I am not talking about multitasking. Multitasking, you do one thing and then another. Some people can do like knitting, and it's such muscle memory that they can be thinking about something else while they're doing it. That's also not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is actively doing two things at once in your mind, and try three. So this is what I'm talking about, the videos, like doing math formulas, actively doing math formulas, keep going active, and then actively do something else while you've got this math formula going and you're actively doing this other thing. Actively doing two things in your mind at once, at the exact time, actively. You're focused on both of them actively.